Welcome to LimaCharlie. In this short video, I'm going to show you how to install the LimaCharlie EDR sensor and get telemetry flowing to the cloud. Once installed, we'll take a look at the real-time interactions that LimaCharlie enables and talk a little bit about the kinds of things you can do with the platform. So let's go. After I create my account with LimaCharlie by signing up on the website, I will find myself in the web application on this screen. I'm going to need to create an organization or tenant for the sensor to report back to. LimaCharlie is built with the idea of multi-tenancy at its core. Our MSSP customers will have an instance of an organization per customer that they provide service to. I'm going to click Create Organization, and then I'm going to choose a geographic region for my tenant to be spun up in. I'm going to give my organization a name, and we're good to go. As you can see, it just takes a few moments for the organization to be provisioned, and when we come into an organization for the first time, we're presented with the Create Sensor screen. We do have ways for sensors to be deployed at scale using various RMM tools, but this is the easiest way to get people going when you're getting started. So I'm just going to click Add Sensor here, and we're going to see a list of the various sensors that are available. The Windows, Mac, Linux, Docker, Chrome, and Edge sensors are all sort of the EDR variety, but then we also offer a net sensor which enables software-defined networking. That one's a little bit out of the scope of what we're going to be talking about here today, so we're going to stick with the endpoint detection and response capabilities. For this example, I'm going to be installing on a Mac OS machine, so I'm going to select this one. All the different installation instructions are similar, so the Mac can serve as a template for all the others that you might want to do. Okay, and because this is the first time we're onto the system, we don't have an installation key. Installation keys are used during the sensor installation process to help you sort of bucket and identify the different classes of deployments that you're going to be doing in a larger organization. It's very possible to just have one installation key for your whole org, but as things get more complex, you're going to want to be able to divide things up amongst maybe like VIP that includes a C-suite, servers, people that work remote, things like that, to help you kind of get a better sense of what's going on. So I'm just going to call this one demo, and I'm going to also give it the tag of demo. Then we'll click Create. And now we're going to select the installation key we just made, and we're going to download a 64-bit installer. Once we select the installer that we're interested in, we're going to be presented with a console command that we can copy to our clipboard, and then we'll just pop over to the terminal where we can install that. Once we're in the terminal, we're going to want to make sure we're in the same directory as the installer we just downloaded, and then we're going to paste the command that we copied to our clipboard from the web application. It's going to request my password because it's a sudo operation, and boom, there we go. Let's pop back over to the web application and see what we can do now. Once we've run the command in the terminal and pop back into the web app, we can see that there was a new sensor detected. That means our telemetry is flowing into the LimaCharlie cloud, and we now have command and control for that sensor. So let's go take a look at what we can do there. So inside of the web application, we will see that our sensor is listed on the sensors page here, and we'll click into it. This is a sensor dashboard, which can provide us with a lot of useful information when working with LimaCharlie. We got the host name, enrollment date, org ID, last time the sensor was seen alive. There's a lot of useful stuff here. We can also edit and add tags here, but the really interesting stuff is all listed in the left-hand menu. There's a bunch of stuff to look at here, but I'm going to start with the one I like the most, which is the timeline. By default, LimaCharlie stores full endpoint telemetry for a year. From this view, you can explore the telemetry in a visual way, drill down by event type, and even examine the raw JSON per event. If you see something suspicious, you can even right-click on that and start creating a DNR rule right from this process. I'm not going to click this because it'll eject me into the detection and response rule editor, and I want to keep going. The next most interesting one, I think, is the console. This allows us to send commands directly down to the endpoint in real time. Just to give you an idea of how quick that is, I'm going to query the endpoint for the OS version. And there we go. So I sent the command down, it transited through the cloud, and then came back to the web app. The next most interesting one for us to look at is the processes view. This page gives us a real-time view of what's happening on the endpoint. We can look at each individual process on its own, view the modules involved. We could kill the process, suspend the process, resume it after pausing it. We can also download the memory strings and view the memory map. So there, we downloaded some memory strings, and we're also going to view the memory map here. So all that happens in real time between the cloud and the endpoint and back to the web app. Super powerful, and something that I'm sure you'll love playing with. The next one down the list is the network, which gives us a view of what's happening on the network. It's the equivalent of netstat, so nothing more than that we really need to talk about, and we can go on to the file system. The file system gives us real-time access to the file system on the machine, so you can go in, take a look at what's happening, examine suspicious looking things. You can get a file hash for something that happened real time down to the endpoint and back to the cloud. So super useful. And yes, just to answer your security concerns, everything is audit logged. So if anybody's doing something they're not supposed to, you'll be able to catch it. We also have a live feed, which just gives us a real-time stream of events coming off of the endpoint. This can be useful in a live incident response where you're trying to see what's happening. And I think that's it for this whirlwind tour. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. We love talking to our users, and we love to hear about what they're building. Contact information should be listed in the description. Happy hunting!